So what are we going to get into today? Well, today we're going to make something a lot of people have been asking for, and we are going to make a sweet potato vodka. And I'll tell you one thing I didn't realize that I went to the stores and sweet potatoes are getting a little bit less frequent or less inventory for sweet potatoes. So I'm glad I went ahead and got what I need. I got 15 pounds of sweet potatoes. But what we're going to do a little bit different than we've done in the past is somebody come up with a suggestion. My mind's going blank on who it was, and I'm sorry about that. They said roasted sweet potatoes, you might get a little more flavor out of them. So I figured, why not? So it is extremely cold outside. So I opted to be in the kitchen today where it's a whole lot warmer. All right, but first things first. Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. All right, so what do we got to do? Well, first thing we got to do is we got to wash all these sweet potatoes. And then we're going to get ready to put them on cookie sheets and put them in the oven. So let me get that going, and then I'll be back. Okay, so what we want to do is we just want to get all the dirt off these sweet potatoes. I'm going to put them in here. Actually, I think I'll put the stopper in. Try to knock the dirt off those. Sweet potatoes. Okay, so I got all them sweet potatoes all on pan, cookie sheets. Now I'm gonna stick them in the oven. I'm assuming it's gonna probably take an hour or so in the oven to soften them up. And then we'll get that done, and then we'll move on to the next step, okay? We'll see you then. Okay, so I got me some hot water in my mash tun, about 3 or 4 gallons worth, and it is at 165 degrees. Okay, so what I want to do is I bake these sweet potatoes for an hour and a half, and they get nice and soft. So I'm going to just put them in the water. Oh, they smell fantastic. Like I said before, I was very surprised of the at the availability of sweet potatoes. These are going to be fantastic. All right, almost got them. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take my handy dandy paint stirring thing. I'm gonna mash them a little bit, and then we're gonna bring out the drill. As we get them started to break up. Tell you what, I'll be so glad when springtime gets here. I know there are people out there who love this cold weather, but it ain't me. All right, let me get the drill going. Pardon the noise. Cover your ears up. Oh man, the smell is wow. All right. We'll go for. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to double check my temperature. And it is 154. That is pretty darn close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, I got 4 grains of 2-row here. I'm gonna mix that in. Mix that in. Let me double check my temperature now. It is 151. That's perfect. So I'm gonna turn 151. That's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the lid on it. I'm gonna put the lid on it, and then what I'll do is I'll let this, I'm gonna cover it up just to help insulate it a little bit because it's cold. And I'm gonna give it an hour and a half, and it should be done converting all them starches over into sugars. And then we'll get ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so let me cover this up and I'll see you in an hour and a half. Okay, so let's check, see what we got here. It's looking good. I want to take a little liquid off the top. Got a lot of nice liquid floating. Okay. And I want to take a drop of iodine. There is no black at all. It just goes more or less right back to the original color. So that means there ain't no starch present. Okay. So what we're going to do now, well, let's tell you what I want to do is, and find it, is put a little bit on our refractometer and see what we got here. 1.025. Okay. So I will have to add a little bit of sugar to this. 1.025. All right, let me get my fermenter ready to go, and then we will, because I want to start sanding that up. And then we'll be ready to put this in the fermenter, top it off, and get all that good stuff, and add the yeast, and we're going to get ready to start this thing fermenting, okay? So I'll be back. So we want to take all this, I'll unplug it, and I want to put it in our fermenter here. I think what I'm going to do is dip some of that, because it's a little bit on the heavy side. Oops, dropped the spoon. I'm going to dip this out, just because it's heavy. I think I can't let it now. Okay. All right. Need my stir stick. What I'll do I got me 4 pounds of brown sugar. I'm gonna put that in there. And there's 2. All right, let me get that good and stirred up. And then we'll check our gravity again. I lost my stick. Where did I put it? Here. I'm losing it. We are looking at, let me get some light. .070. Oh, 1.070. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more sugar in that. But I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Okay. Let me go get some more water and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see where we're at. A little froggy. .080. I'm gonna leave it there. 1.080. All right. 1.080. And I did put 4 pounds of brown sugar and 4 pounds of white sugar in there, along with everything else. All right, so let's check our temperature. And it's still a little warm for the yeast, 122 degrees. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit this in my fermentation room, and then we will, later on today, or tonight, tomorrow morning, we'll add in some daddy's yeast. And then we'll let that ferment. Okay. Okay. That is our sweet potato vodka mash. Or is it wash? It's a little combination of wash and mash. What did we end up using? We ended up using 15 pounds of roasted sweet potatoes, 4 pounds of malted barley, 4 pounds of brown sugar, and 4 pounds of white sugar, okay? And it come out to 1.080. I think that's what it was, 1.080. So that should yield us pretty good. Now that is a total of, I'll get a lot of sediment out of this because the sweet potatoes are in there. It might take 1 to 2 weeks to ferment. The last sweet potato took me 2 weeks to ferment. So it's in our fermentation room. It should be okay. All right, so now's a waiting game. So hopefully next week, if not the week after that, we can distill this out using our bubble plates to make some delicious vodka. Now, as a note, you know, they say that vodka is supposed to be colorless and tasteless and all that, but I come to find out everything has a taste to it. You might not be able to say, wow, that's sweet potatoes, or that is corn, or that is wheat vodka. It's the character of it. You will get the character of it, and it is fantastic, okay? So I guess the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.